Right, let's bring in Yahoo Finance's Myles Udland here for more. So Myles, Keith Gill, Roaring Kitty.
Thank
he
you
posts
for
on
using
X
his proper name
for the for the first time in a long time, right? GameStop rips. What do you make of it?
This is. Can I just say?
Yeah.
This is Myles' favorite subject, and that's why I wanted Myles to come. I don't know about
Look
favorite.
at that smoke.
Oh my God.
But it's
Is
up
that
there.
true, Myles?
Well,
It's-
Myles and I lived through the first meme craze together, and I saw how much joy it brought him to talk about this stuff.
I think
Does it still bring him joy?
I think the reason that I remain so drawn to business media is that it's much more fun than most other media things that you can cover. It's just not that serious. Like, there's a lot of money at stake.
And yet people, though, they try to assign seriousness to something.
Well,
like
I mean, there is some seriousness when it's, trillions of dollars and all this, and it's people's retirement, et cetera, et cetera. But the vast majority of that is spoken for in, conservative, time-tested strategies with all, like, an incredible amount of regulatory, apparatus around that. But there are these things that exist within markets. The entire crypto market is basically this. Meme stocks are the equities version of it, where, it doesn't make, it actually makes complete sense. I think people over-intellectualize something that's pretty simple, which is that there's now huge amount of people aggregating their conversation on the internet, mostly on Reddit. In this specific case, it can be other places. It could be the Yahoo Finance message boards. It could be YouTube comment section, et cetera, et cetera. And there is a very clear momentum when a certain person, in this case Keith Gill, also known as Roaring Kitty, speaks about a certain stock, in this case GameStop. There's an impulse to buy it because of what has happened in the past, and because pretty much everyone who's involved with this knows it's a joke, but it's also up 80% today. So, go for it.
There you go.
It's just money.
And just to be clear here, all of this was set off by a tweet that he tweeted. He hasn't tweeted since June
Last
of 2021.
night. It's a great
that
tweet.
is a picture, presumably of him or of someone, in a gaming chair, leaning forward.
Locking in.
Leaning forward. After sitting back for a couple years, he's now leaning back forward. And then that tweet, by the way, was followed by a bunch of mashup movie meme kind of tweets throughout the course of the day.
One of them had the theme of run. So, run. I took it to be run stock. The stock's going to keep running, or it's been on a run and it will continue running. Also, let's not forget, Keith jumped onto the scene with a series of extremely earnest and detailed fundamental breakdowns of GameStop's business in the summer of 2020, when literally no one was paying attention to it. It was I don't even know split adjusted what it was at this point. It was a single-digit dollar stock, and he's it's definitely worth way more than that. And who knows what he's done with his portfolio, right? The cynics in us could say he went out and bought a ton of short-dated calls this morning, and then he sold them all and he's made all his money and jokes on everybody else. But he was a true believer way before there was any meme. He literally just liked the stock, as he put into the official record when he testified before Congress.
So your point being, Myles, maybe just see this as what it is to a lot of people, which is fun, which is entertainment, which is Dave Portnoy now jumping in.
Yeah.
He's posting about it. Portnoy will be the first one to tell you, I'm not an investor, I'm a gambler.
Yeah, and I think also, as Jared was outlining for us, there has been this energy within the market of pockets of enthusiasm, pockets of risk on. I think the more serious versions of it is, look at what we've seen with Chinese internet stocks over the last month. They have ripped higher. Look at what's happened with utilities over the last month. They have ripped higher. There's a lot of energy in markets right now, coming back to a more serious tone, for people seeing Mag 7 goes up. That group has divided away, but there's this sense of, if rates are going to go lower over the next year or whatever, equities are probably going to be a beneficiary of that. What isn't played out? And we've seen that money move around, and maybe you could make the argument that if the meme stocks have been dormant for some time, maybe that's not played out. AMC ultimately was the more meming meme stock than GameStop, right? And that stock's up more today, which I think tracks. AMC is the real plaything. GameStop has a more real business, I would say, than AMC does.
Yeah, well, speaking of real business, I was looking at the numbers for GameStop in terms of what's happened to its sales over the past few years. Last year, its net sales were about $5.3 billion. Its net income was $6.7 million. But if you look at the chart of the trajectory for either its sales or its income over the last few years, it's been down and to the right. It has not been a good trajectory. But, how much of this is just it's fun. If people are having
Absolutely.
fun.
I think
do
fun.
This.
I think GameStop is more fun because if you look at what the management at AMC has done over the last 2 years, it's actually not that fun. They've like explicitly bilked all the shareholders who piled into the thing. They got this weird, the ape share structure that got folded back at AMC. Everybody loses a ton of money. The CEO gets paid a ton of money. He says, "Don't worry, I'm not actually having the money," but like he does because he unloads all the stock. That's not really that fun. That's a very cynical and dark story, I think, within markets. I think GameStop, while Ryan Cohen has his issues and he doesn't talk to anybody, it's management's prerogative not to host an earnings call that's open to analysts, and a lot of analysts, kind of stopped covering these companies too, especially GameStop, right? They gave up on it. So I wouldn't say, GameStop's all like, roses and sunshine, but it doesn't quite, to me, have some of the, I don't know, like the slickness that has gone on at AMC.
Oh, interesting.
I mean, I'm not the only person saying this.
No.
Like, this is a broad take. I think if you look at the machinations that have happened at that company.
Well, Myles Udland, I'm glad to see the gleam in your eye when we discuss
thanks for bringing it back.
these issues. Hey,
It'll
thank Keith Gill,
The
right?
other thing is, this will be over tomorrow probably. And then it'll be, let's hold this preview CPI, and then we'll react to CPI, and then we'll discuss, next week's NVIDIA earnings. That's why the meme stock trade is so fun, because it is an actually fun thing in a day in, day out kind of grind through stocks that can feel a little grindy.
Yeah, it can. It can. Well, this is a little ray of sunshine. Thanks so much,
Nice
Myles.
outside.
Appreciate it.